My bad. What up with you? I can't complain.
Yeah, you can.
I ain't. I'm not gonna complain.
What's that?
I said I'm not gonna complain.
Every day above ground's a good one, unless you're a coal miner, right?
For sure, for sure. Oh, there we go. Now we back. Yeah, we back.
That was something.
Yeah, I just put it on Do Not Disturb. The call came
It's
through.
only starting at 4.
Thanks. And grand evening to you, little mama. How y'all doing that? Okay, we back. Sounds about. My bad, a call. I ain't had it on Do Not Disturb. But we got people. I'm sorry, family. My mistake. My mistake. I'm truly sorry. I am truly sorry. Smash that like button for me, beautiful people. I am truly, truly, truly sorry for messing up. But if y'all was looking for RL is right there. RL is in the building. They got Davina here. Davina's in the building. Administration ain't here though. Administration ain't here. Sir Gregory, you can do whatever you want. I do not own Flint. It's gonna be a long night. Brother Jonathan is in the building. Brother Jonathan is in the building. Brother Jonathan is in the building. Is in the house. Oh, we gonna be here tonight. This is gonna be. Man, this is wow. At 5:30, the meeting supposed to start. They just got it.
The time is now 5:06, and I hereby call this special city council meeting to order.
Mr. Allen?
Present.
Priestley?
Present.
Deputy Clerk, Diane? We have 3 members present.
We have 3 members present, which will be considered to be a quorum.
The time is now 5:44, and this special city council meeting is now being brought to order. Roll call, Madam Clerk. Pardon me, being called back to order. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Allen? Dr. Lewis?
Present.
Ms. Priestley?
Present.
Dr. Carter is not in. Ms. Burns is not in. Ms. Michelle?
Present.
Dr. Ford is not in. Mr. Jarrett?
Present.
We have 5 members present.
We have 5 members present. So now it's time for the pledge of allegiance. Mr. Jerry, will you please lead us in the pledge of allegiance?
This dude.
Now it's time for the prayer of blessing, but before we proceed, is there anyone that would like to acknowledge someone that have transitioned? Go ahead, Mr. Garrett.
I would like to acknowledge the Johnson family, Curtis Johnson, the Marquis family, Evelyn Briggs, Marquis, and that's all. Thank you.
All right, anyone else? Go ahead.
Madam Chair, I'd like to acknowledge the Coleman family and the passing of Miss Marina Coleman, Second Ward resident. Jan Reeves' family, Miss Esther Ross's family, Miss Mary Keys' family.
Yes. Anyone else? All right, seeing no one else, thank you so much, Councilman, for acknowledging Ms. Coleman, a valued resident of the Second Ward. And also, I would like us to remember Ms. Lucinda Marzette. She was a graduate of Flint Northern, class of 1997. So we'd definitely like to remember her name as well. So we will have a moment of silence starting now. All right. So now we're on to the prayer of blessing. Councilwoman Michelle, would you please lead us in the prayer of blessing?
Yes.
All hands are clear. Heavenly Father God, we come to you first and foremost. In Jesus' name, thank you for this day and time. Thank you for your grace, your mercy, your love, and your favor for allowing each and every last one of us to live to see another day. We thank you that you keep us safe in our travels to our respective places. As we leave this council meeting, we ask now that the business that the city will be handled, that it would uplift and edify of your name and the residents of the city of Flint. It's in Jesus' name we pray, amen.
All right, now it's time for the reading of the disorderly person city code subsection, and it goes as follows. Any person that persists in disrupting this meeting will be in violation of the Flint City Code section 3110, disorderly conduct, assault, battery, disorderly person, and will be subject to arrest for a misdemeanor. Any person who prevents the peaceful and orderly conduct of any meeting will be given 1 warning. If they persist in disrupting the meeting, that individual will be subject to arrest. Violators will be removed from the meetings. So, we're moving on to the public comment. First public comment, Madam Clerk.
First speaker is R.L. Mitchell.
Hello, City Councilman R.L. last week, I was told that the council was concerned about why come I wasn't here. And I wanted the same thing, why come you wasn't here? I was the first one here. You treated me like when I was a teenager, when I first moved on the south side, when I come downtown, all these big churches, they leave the door open. And I went inside, and nobody in there but me, and them burning candles. I just figured, I sit there for a while, I figured I had to light a candle and walk out the door like everybody else. And now, like the other day, I was commanding the chief, had a peace call, and then one of them so-called people lost the school something like 3 days. Something creative, and when he said that, the commander chief acted and nuked him real quick. And now he went back to Washington and turned Washington to NATO. And now he asking me why come on, I'm supposed to be in Washington right now on the bus. They said, why come you didn't get on it? You think that's Donald Trump place. My place is right here at City Hall to see what the budget gonna be. To get the water money. Like, we got this, don't know what we're doing. Get booked, sitting in my own house. I went back and said, yeah, you better go home and stay warm, Mr. Mitchell. Right? Nobody ain't mentioned us. Then when I went home, I went on my front porch, and somebody said, what come you ran to me? I was in my drawers, running on my front porch, I didn't know what that. They said, I said, man, what the? Yeah. The dude naked. And eating chicken bones and put that, get that from them cats around my cat almost killed himself. And all right, trying to get a bone anyway, like I said, United States, New York, stay tuned. You see, I was doing just like they did with Dr. Talking peace, talking, and all of a sudden Dr. got his head rolled off. The same thing, you don't expect the President of the United States. He ain't deal with that. October 7th, yeah, and people in booms in Washington, D.C. Think y'all is. That was you. And the president sat up there in that green, whatever they got on. Hey, you look pretty good, though. Look here, though. See what he just do there? I told y'all. Don't be pushing that document. Just about 20 of them, see what it is. America, stay tuned, but we don't get up on it, boy.
Next speaker.
The next speaker is Stanley Wood.
How you doing? My name is Stanley Wood. I told you I've been going over the charter and stuff, but one thing I want to say is last Monday I didn't have the opportunity to talk at Special Affairs because the box was removed right at 4:30, not when we started. And I wanted to play this for you so I'm not paraphrasing what anybody said.
City Council ordinance committees must register before the meeting begins. A box was placed at the entrance to the council chambers for collection of registrations. No additional speakers or slips were accepted after the meeting began.
So it says after the meeting begins, it doesn't say 4:30. So I just want to make that clear. I'm not sure why, maybe you can explain to me, but 250188T, the approval is $25,000 from Johnson Job Corps. I thought it failed in special affairs, but maybe we can still bring it in. Councilwoman Lewis, I have to admit, I think you were wrong. I think you chastised the sheriff. There is no vote. According to section 3, 204 voting, line B is either an A or a no. Or you can abstain from that, which goes down to D, which is abstain. That the councilperson must give a reason for abstaining. The other thing I noticed when I went on the City of Flint's website today to find the code 31-10, and through the City of Flint's website, through the link, 31-10 is not disorderly conduct or disorderly person. This is called person 17 and over abiding or abetting violation. Now, 3112 definitely is disorderly conduct and disorderly person. So either I'm wrong or the website's wrong, one of the two. I don't know which one. And if I'm wrong, I stand corrected. Councilwoman Lewis, thank you for sending me the safety plan. After going over it, the last paragraph really bothers me. It pretty much gives the police the authority to do anything they want at the end. So, and I guess that's it. I mean, I'm sure you guys know that Shalita's in the hospital from when she was arrested the other day. She was paralyzed on the right leg and partial paralyzation on the left leg. She has a broken wrist on one hand, and then she has tendon damage on the other. But I think you guys will realize that because it's saving money for a lawsuit. That's all I can say.
All right, thank you. Next speaker.
Next speaker is Michelle Y.
Hello, I think you were looking at some of my writing, so excuse me if I say the same thing. I just want to say some housekeeping things again. For our council people, can you please speak in the mic clearly when you are voting or you have comments? Also, I'm asking that you will engage with the audience. People have taken their time out to come here. Each one of you should have something that you can speak to them about instead of just speaking about the games and cleaning the yards. Speak to something that the residents have came and took the time out to speak with you about. Also, I want to talk about the sign up to speak rules. When I read the rules, it says that you have to do it prior to the speaking time. It doesn't say prior to non-quorum, like today, for an example. And I would like, to the chair, through the attorney, I would like to know if this is legally compliant for them to grab the speaking sheets prior to quorum. I would like an official documented that that is the right thing to do for the citizens. The second thing, on Monday, Ms. Biggs came up and spoke, and after she spoke, it was stated that was the last speaker. So I would like to know from Davina, did she have another sign-up sheet that was not called out? And if so, that resulted in 2 arrests. Very hostile, very unfortunate, very hostile. What do we do as the community, as citizens, if you guys make a mistake and miss a person? What is our procedure? I would like the chair to explain, how do we let you know we were missed and we signed up? So I want to know from Davina, did she have a slip from that young lady, and if it was missed? And if it was, what are we going to do to rectify the situation with the 2 people that were arrested because they were trying to let you guys know? Candace, in your professional opinion, professionally speaking, with the water, working with the water lab, I would like to know if you think that all citizens here and throughout the city, can we drink from the water, tap water, without a filter? Or in this building, can the people that work here drink without using that filtered water in the hallway? In your professional opinion, because I do think you've been working for multiple years with the water tab. And can you give us an update of how many pipes have been replaced?
All right, thank you. Next speaker.
The next speaker is Eli Copeland.
I'm Keelan Kobe. I am 12 years old. It's time to go over the rules. I've been reviewing with you again because some of you are not grasping the concepts you should have mastered back in kindergarten. It's okay though. Repetition is vital in developing these skills, so we will keep going over them until you can demonstrate you comprehend these skills. I'm even going to give you some examples of what you have done to break these rules. 1, treat others the way you would like to be treated. Some of you have very mean and hateful attitude towards residents of this city and even towards your colleagues that sit up there with you, constantly bullying Councilman Jarrett and even being rude to Councilwoman Burns are just 2 examples. 2, when someone is speaking, listen to them and give them your full attention. That means you don't roll your eyes and look down at your phone when the community is up here voicing our concerns. It also means not whispering under the table and gossiping like children when you should have your full attention on those speaking. You want us to be quiet and pay attention when it's your turn to talk. Then you need to start leading by example and show us you are an amazing listener. 3, your tone is just as much as what you're trying to say. Liddell, you speak to others like you are a middle school bully. You don't come across as an elected leader, let alone a city council president. Candace, the condescending tone you use towards people when you are trying to remind us of the rules over and over again is why people respond to you the way they do. 4, don't tell lies. That means don't get on podcasts and on social media and tell half-truths and whole lies. If you were Pinocchio, your nose would be halfway across the city right now. As elected leaders, I expect you to behave like a professional at all times when you're in these chambers. Hopefully you're getting vacation time that allows you to review these skills, and when we come back, you'll be star students.
All right, next speaker, Madam Clerk.
The next speaker is Michaela Terry.
Hi, my name is Michaela Terry. I am 13 years old, and I've been coming to Pennsylvania since I was a baby. And I grew up and I matured more than any of y'all up there. I'm sorry, but I would like to see all of y'all mature up. And I love the way y'all talk about young people and their actions. I would love to see Liddell, Judy, and Candace grow up and mature. And thank y'all, from the bottom of my heart, thank y'all for being a great leader, for leading us straight to hell.
All right, next up speaker.
Next speaker is Mari Copeland.
Oh man, Liddell and Candace, not only did you not look up at my sister when she was talking, you both had the audacity to get on that YouTube podcast, which is monetized by the way, and claim you are a victim of political violence, making it out like you are just 2 public servants who are working for the residents, and people are out here attacking you and making money and go viral. Let's be real, the only ones sabotaging these meetings and causing chaos are you. You purposely trigger residents and then run onto social media and play victim when we respond. You made a perfect example of this behavior Monday while residents were being arrested for pointing out that they were skipped during public comment. You all sat up there laughing and carrying on like middle school mean girls. And Liddell, you really recorded that video to post on social media to make it out like the council people that walked out just decided to leave for no reason. But you forgot to mention that Councilwoman Burns was kicked out. You forgot to mention that they were standing in solidarity with the residents that were removed. You thought you could control that narrative, but you didn't realize that we caught you on video laughing at those being arrested and taunting the same council people that left. Let's talk about the real victims of political violence in the city, the residents that come to the council with opposing voices. There is no reason to keep half a dozen officers in here during council meetings. It is a waste of time and resources. And as they have proven, some of them are not trying to de-escalation. In fact, it seems they are being told to be more aggressive to the residents that don't get along with the mayor. Police chief and council people Liddell, Leon, Candace, and Judy. Last Wednesday, 2 residents were removed from council and immediately arrested. One ended up with a broken wrist. But Ms. Savage encountered a level of brutality that was both excessive and unwanted. Her injuries include a fractured wrist, a torn ligament in her other wrist, a head injury, and a nerve damage wound in both, whatever that says, in her right leg, and partial whatever on her left leg. She is still in the hospital, and doctors are saying she's looking at between 6 to 18 months before she'll be able to walk again. Is this what you wanted, Liddell? Is this what you wanted, Candace? Is this what you wanted, Leon? Is this what you wanted, Judy, to see the residents you made to be brutalized by the police? This trend that we're seeing with weaponizing police against residents that don't urgently was alarming, and people are terrified to step foot into these meetings. Mayor Neely, you said you want to encourage residents to make their voice heard and advocate for policies benefiting them. Well, let's start with the immediate suspension of this policy where you are arrested nonviolent people that speak up in these chambers. Let's remove the excessive amount of police and let them get back to work handling the actual criminals that are terrorizing our communities. And while we're at it, I encourage you to come to the next council meeting. And yes, I am posting on social media for my 300,000 followers, not for clout, clicks, and views, but because the world deserves to see how the fuck y'all do this and get your shit together and do your fucking job.
All right, just a kind reminder. No vulgar language. Thank you. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Next speaker is Michael Randy.
Yes, my name is Michael Randick. I'm the president of the GLF Building Trades. I appreciate you guys calling a special meeting to order. You guys got a lot of stuff going on, and we'd like to thank you for taking your time to do that. I'm here in support of the prevailing wage that will have in front of you to vote on. In the prevailing wage act, we already have it in the state of Michigan. We have it in Genesee County. We have it through the federal government. It's called Davis-Bacon. And that wage ensures that the worker is getting the money and that the contractor is not robbing the owner and lining his pocket. It adds no cost to the construction. You actually get a better product because you are hiring the qualified workforce. Because if you gotta pay the guy what he's worth, get good people, right? Everybody else, they don't like that prevailing rate because that's how the contractor steals the money and puts it in his pocket. He don't pay it to the guy out in the field. He likes the 1099, brings guys in from out of the country or out of the state, right? Makes an independent contractor, and your work product reflects that. So, again, I want to thank you, and I appreciate anything you guys can do in support of the prevailing wage. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
The next speaker is LaShawn Johnson.
Good afternoon. My name is LaShawn Johnson. I am third ward of write-in for third ward. We had a meeting today, a community conversational meeting today at the mini station on ML King, where we had great speakers talk about youth programs and different jobs that they are providing for our youth. The meeting was wonderful, and we like to invite the next. We have another meeting in July on the 30th from 5:30 to 7:30. We would like to invite the third ward residents out to be able to hear some of the resources that we gather for them. Also, I got a call not too long before I got here about that there are trees on Marvin and Edwin. Our 4 trees failed and they're over the city parking lot. So we will be making some calls. I don't know if you guys can help us get the trees up. They throw like 3 in one yard and 2 in another yard. Are we able to help assist us in getting these trees up and clear the sidewalks for the residents to be able to get through, and that we can provide safety for our residents in the third ward in the city of Flint. Again, let's keep Flint strong, and let's stay positive, and let's think about peace. We need to be about peace. We need to encourage one another to talk about peace. We can't get up here, we don't want the adults to be bullied. As students and children, we shouldn't bully either. We shouldn't use profanity, because my kids cannot use profanity, and my youngest is 19. That is not an acceptable behavior. Because if you were in school, they would suspend you for using disrespect and cussing at the teachers. So we shouldn't be up here as being young people, cussing at the panel, the council people up here. So the same respect that you're asking for, you should give the same respect in return. Because as when I talk to my students on my bus, my students want respect. But I'm gonna give them the same respect. I'm gonna give them that respect. I will not cuss at my student, nor can my students cuss at me. Thank you, and let's keep Flint strong.
Thank you. Thank you, and next speaker, Madam Clerk.
The next speaker is Arthur Woodson.
I have to say this, I mean, shouldn't direct comments on the kids, I mean, it's freedom of speech. I've seen parents allow the kids cuss at the dinner table. Just because you don't do it doesn't mean someone else can't do it either. I mean, that peace stuff, everybody should get along. And still nobody can't say it. In politics, nobody's gonna get along. You don't have differences. That's the thing here. And everybody's talking about unity. I will not unite with those four over on that side. Jonathan, I trust your opinion, it's your decision, you're your own person. Me, myself, I wouldn't even been here. Because of the simple fact, the police, the clerk, and the attorney was working with those four. And until they do right by the people who come in here to support your four, I would stand here and sit here and watch them arrest people every meeting. I want to understand why at regular meetings, the organization isn't the first thing. Y'all supposed to be voting for the president and the vice president first before every regular meeting. Why isn't that done? Hello? Y'all haven't voted for a president yet. Y'all still supposed to be voting for a president at the regular meeting. When the 5 folks get here in August, Dumas or Ms. Beverly Gates, the first thing y'all should vote on is garnishing the mayor's pay. He is vigorously appealing cases, court cases, so that he does not have to lie at that position because he can't help but lie. As soon as he sits down, he's going to lie. Liddell, you probably would have heard Ray Barton if he would have got up and walked out on the family of Lamar and Zion Mitchell, the 2 little boys that burned in fire on Pulaski Street, where Mayor Milley tried to make Barton lie. If he would have got up and walked out, you would have heard that. $225,000 he has to pay because he fired Chief Barton. Milley is a liar, and for y'all to pass anything on here for Milley is upsetting because he politics with public money. Everybody, not everybody that works in office, but the majority of people that works down there are campaign people for him. He paid the public dollars.
And thank you, Madam Clerk. Next speaker.
The final speaker for this meeting is Beverly Gates.
My name is Beverly Biggs Stevens. I am running for the 3rd Ward City Council seat. My thing is, what are we gonna do about the corruption that's going on? There's a lot of corruption, a lot at the city council. This is where they pulled my husband out of his vehicle. They didn't care about about cutting grass. I'm talking about corruption. Corruption in the city. The police brutality. The mayor saying that if we had a protest, it would be peaceful. That's corruption. What about the roofs that people need on their house? What about windows and doors? That's what I'm looking for. Cutting grass is good, but what about the corruption? There's a lot of it's going on. You know, transparent today, trust tomorrow. We need help in this city of taking care of our people. Our people is lacking, and they come up here to speak to you guys, and like I said, you never pay anything, you never respond back. It's time to respond back on what we need to do. $94 million came to the city of Flint, and we ain't at no stage. So the same thing came to Saginaw, they at stage 4. There is a lot of things that's going on in the city, and those that's taking the money, you can't even hold your head up because you're crooks. Let's talk about the crookedness in this city. There's a lot going on. Starting from the mayor and going on down. And you four, don't think that you're not in it. You're in it real bad. It's sad. I'm just gonna handle it. We need our people to get up, to stand up for all this corruption. Neely need to step down. Chief Green need to step down. You guys really need to step down. But you'll stay here to the bitter end. I am running for the 3rd Ward City Council seat, August the 5th. And God, what God has for me, guess what? It's for me. You guys have a blessed day.
All right, Madam Clerk, did I hear about the last speaker?
That's correct.
All right, thank you. So now, public comments now closed, and now we are on the floor for council comment. Does any colleague have anything to say?
Madam Chair.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Jerry.
Thank you. I want to thank all that our independents that decided to come out tonight to see about the business of the city. Excuse me. This otherwise would be rested for the council. But we are where we are. I am here tonight because there are some resolutions that are on the agenda that I believe should be passed before the end of the month for the benefit of the residents and the city of Flint. So I'm here to get that work done. There are resolutions too that are on the agenda that I don't believe, but I am not in a position tonight to vote yes on. Those resolutions I will separate from the consent agenda. And I guess we otherwise not go from there. But again, I'm here to do what I believe is the right thing for me, sitting in the seat, representing the residents of the 9th Ward. For me, it's not about what otherwise gets looked at as 4-4, what have you. I'm here for my 9th Ward residents and those who belong to the 9th Ward.
Madam Chair,
Go ahead, Christie.
I would appreciate the fact that you're studying the charter. We've all gone through it, and our city attorney does work with all sides. They just have to reach out. Also, if there is a mistake in the disorderly person's code number, that's probably been copied and pasted for years and not here. I also want to address our youth, that we are the adults and you are the children, and we are to respect. My name is Councilwoman Priestley, or Ms. Priestley, not Judy Tudor.
Yeah, we have 2 more in the front row. Okay. Proceed, Ms. Priestley.
So I appreciate the residents coming out and sharing their concerns. And also, if there is corruption, I have yet to hear where there is corruption or where there's proof where there is corruption. They like to throw the word around, but can't pinpoint a single issue that is true of that. So I would like that information. And I hope that the residents of the 3rd Ward understand that you must have truth to back up what you said. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anyone else?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead, Ms. O'Neill.
I'd just like to say thank you to everyone in the team for sharing this concerns on the house. Really appreciate it. Definitely do hear you. I do follow up with folks who have concerns in all ways. The public setting, I do follow up. If you have some concerns, that's addressing any issues in the 1st Ward. And if it's not in the 1st Ward, I take a call from those residents and assist. Sometimes you may get it to the people as well. But I'm also here to help in any kind of way that I can. It's just all about engagement and how we engage in the news. As we said earlier, so I hope we get together on that. And a lot of things to do.
Officers, you may be muted by the elevators. All right. Thank you, sorry about that. Is that time? All right, great. Anyone else?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Ms. Chuck.
All right, so I do want to do a couple of things. I want to thank the light team. I also want to thank streets, traffic, and trees. Everybody who deals with those areas in the city. Over in the 7th Ward, there was a hotel, but we haven't talked about it much, but the old, I think it's the old Howard Johnson, and it had been a problem for years. Fires, all kind of, it's been a hazard and a danger, and it's very close to a neighborhood, and so that has been taken care of. That hotel is no longer standing. I want to thank the Blight team especially though, because on Tebow and Lippincott, I've been talking about it for a whole year. There was a sidewalk that was there my entire life growing up, and for whatever the reason, over a decade now, there had not been a sidewalk going across Lippincott and then on one side of Tebow. But now if you drive over there, you will see that there is now a sidewalk. Residents have not had a sidewalk in over a decade, so they do now have a sidewalk over on Tebow and Lippincott. There's just a few more maintenance things that have to be done to that sidewalk, but it is something that can be used, so you do not have to walk close to the street any longer. There's also a box there that we're going to get consumers to work on to make sure that they cover and close that box over. I do want to address I believe there was a resident, and I hope it wasn't because you were trying to have a gotcha moment. I hope you were being sincere and genuine. No, do not drink this water out of filter. Even when the EPA did the all clear, I wasn't saw the meeting, but I commented then that you need to still have a filter. I know a lot of people are still going to buy bottled water. I am going to still buy bottled water. And so I'm not going to tell you to do something that I would not do. Now, I understand, because I've explained several times, that this is heavily tested water. So while water that comes into your home may be fine, that the plumbing and the fixtures are damaged, which, by the way, visit the front desk at City Hall, figure out how we can maybe help you get that replaced. But because of those things, use a filter. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. And so, since I'm the last one, I will take my time. I want to give a special thank you to every single colleague that came out today to do the work. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you for doing the job that we signed up to do. Thank you for taking care of the residents. Although we have outside of people that are not in these seats, encouraging others not to come to work. Some may listen, but thank you for you all that decided to show up to be, not the mayor's business, but this is the people's business. And when I say the people's business, I'm referring to, we're talking about giving a fair wage for employees here. Thank you all, gentlemen, so much for coming. We hear you, we support you, because that's what it's all about, fair wages. This is the work of the people, definitely not of the mayor. Passing money for Job Corps, that is the work of the people, of our residents, not the mayor. And also the majority of the things, I'll say everything in here, this is for the people, not the mayor. It is not for the mayor to act, it is for us to act. If the mayor won't act, or I have a council, we can stay home. So we will continue to show up and do the work of the people. Furthermore, I hear our Wilson keep talking about I walk out. We want to make it clear to the record for the 55th time. That night that we were here to midnight, I had a parent meeting to attend that morning. And so as parent of the year, I had to be at my son's school early in the morning. And so it's unfortunate that we had colleagues prolonging a meeting when we could have got to them earlier that night, like around 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock. But we had colleagues thinking that it was fun to stay here like this is the nightclub. Not so. So I will not forsake my parental responsibilities for my children to stay here for political theater. I'm not doing it. But also, too, I also want to comment on Ms. Biggs Levy. We definitely hear you and your complaints, but not one solution. We're here to talk about corruption with no receipt. We're here to talk about people's breasts, people's foreheads, people's parents, but no solution. I encourage you to get busy. Thank you. And so with that being said, we are...
I would like to respond to some of the speakers, if you allow me that courtesy.
I didn't hear that. Say again?
I would like to respond to some of the speakers, if you would allow me that courtesy.
Absolutely. Let's make sure that we hear you loud and clear, Ms. Donahue, so they can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, I would like to first say that these meetings are the meetings of the Flint City Council. I am not on this body. Oftentimes, people will come up and make comments directly to me. I do not respond because this is not the meeting for me to respond. I'm not on this body. If you ever have any question or inquiry, you can contact me directly in my office. Also, I want to point out that as far as I'm concerned, and what I've always believed is that the clerk is independent of the mayor, the council. I believe there are 4 separate entities in the city of Flint. That would be the administration, the council, the clerk, and the ethics person. I do not work or answer to anyone. What I do answer to are the rules, Robert's rules, the charter, the code. No one knows how I feel about any of these rules because professionally, I don't make my opinion known because my opinion really doesn't matter. I have to follow them whether I agree with what they are or not, and that's what I've always done. So having said that, I just want to point out to the gentleman, as far as the 3110 and the disorderly persons ordinance, on the website, when you go to the code, there is a section that says Flint Overview. So the ordinances that have been adopted since the charter was last codified are listed separately. The codification is being updated, so it is on there. You just have to know where to look. So that is the right section. It's being worked on now. Hopefully that should be done within the next couple of months so that the chart, the code is updated so it can make it current. And also, the other thing, as far as the speaker slip, for the record, I want to let it be known that I did have a speaker slip, number 15. However, it was illegible. I couldn't read it at all. And if you will notice, what I make a practice of doing lately is I will always say the last speaker is. We asked you not to come up to us, but if someone had approached me and said, come up and point it out, you didn't call 15, we could have figured it out. When they said it from the back, I was about to say, I do have one, but before I could say anything, everything just broke loose. So I would have rectified the situation because I could not read the writing. And the council is emphasizing that the slips be filled out in their entirety correctly. But, I mean, it was impossible to read what was there. So I could have and would have gladly straighten everything out, but before I could even say anything, everything happened. And I also want to say that I can't be responsible for how somebody reacts to that. Again, as soon as the person said it the first time, I was about to say something, but then we had about 10 people yell it out at the same time. And then they were called to order and everything else. So for the record, I just want that to be known as well. Thank you, Madam Chair, for allowing me to do that.
Absolutely.
Through the chair,
Okay.
the city attorney.
Go ahead.
Thank you. To also reiterate what Clerk Donahue stated, the ordinance for 3110 is listed under new legislation. It is number 4075. So you go under new legislation, scroll down to ordinance number 4075, and it lists 3110, which was renumbered during the emergency manager era. And that was revised on March 31st of 2016. Thank you.
All right, and thank you so much, City Attorney. And I just want to reemphasize what the clerk basically just said is stop being disorderly.
What?
Okay, so if you are acting like a grown-up that follows the rules, you don't yell out from the bathroom. We can address your concerns, but when you become disorderly, all bets are off and you will be brought to order. And so now that that's established, we will go ahead and move on with the rest of the meeting.
Through the chair, is the meeting
Yes.
still continuing?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, we want to do for 5? All right, so now we are on the consent agenda. What's the pleasure of the body? Go ahead, Ms. Priestley.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
All right, the motion to approve, and it's supported by the Councilman Church Board. Any celebration?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead, Mr. Jerry.
on page 4, 250-182. On page 5, 250-188.
Hold on, I want you to on page 4, which one?
250-182.
Okay.
On page 5, 250-188. On page 11, 250-218, and 250-220.
I feel you. I feel you. For sure.
All right, any more separation? All right, so seeing that there is no more separation, we will go ahead and call for the vote to pass the remainder of the agenda. And the items that are separated per Mr. Jerry are Resolution 250182, Resolution 250188, Resolution 250218 and 250220. All of those are separated, and the rest will pass in the consent agenda with the approval of the minutes with any corrections. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Alvin?
Yes.
Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Yes.
Terrible. Right there.
Jack?
Yes.
Dr. Martin?
Yes.
The vote is 5 yes, 0 no. So the consent agenda passes. Oh, yes, go ahead, Mr. Chair.
Motion to adjourn.
There's a motion to adjourn. Any support? Okay, that motion failed. So now we will move on to resolution.
Madam Chair,
Yeah, go ahead.
we have items that are separated. There are people here to speak about the prevailing wage, so I ask that we all sit here so that we can hear from those who have a vested interest as they're taking their time to come here and speak.
Okay, thanks. So Mr. Jared, we're asking you to please not walk out. So if you could please hear from our guests that are here to speak about prevailing wage. We know that you stated that you need more information, and they're here to give you more information. So we can please continue our agenda, Mr. Jared. All right, Mr. Jared. We understand that you don't want to stay for the rest of the meeting. So now, the time is now 6:34. And because the council been in the 9th Ward full quorum, this special city council meeting is now adjourned. Thank you, have a great evening.
God.
In the bathroom, I go in the bathroom, she in the bathroom, and pop me like, what's in there? I go in the bathroom talking to my little he's sleeping with people. He like, you good? I'm like, I'm good. She come in here just bumping.
That's what I just.
Why you come in the bathroom on me like I'm not?
I just told the other one with the beard. I said, I'm steady messing with people. In this bathroom.
The thing is, get off we not in there. We not in there. I walk out like
Hey man, LaShawn down here steady messing with people, playing around, and they not saying nothing about the games that she playing. But I'll see y'all in the morning, find me on the bump. They got to deal with LaShawn and this ambassador BS that she doing.